one word, the meaning of life. Bugatti juice. Yeah. How we doing? Previously on Kimba TV. It's either gonna fail auction or swing fail 100K, or if it's gonna front run 100K. Everybody wants 100K. Guess what? You're not gonna get it, bitch. Yeah, so don't be the retail dickhead thinking that you're gonna get 100K for sure. We're the ones that are aware that it would be hella funny to front run 100K, right? CME touched 100K. Yes, that's another great point. So do you remember when CME taps a level but derivatives don't? Because we've been in the shoes before. So this is another great sort of reflective opportunity, because this is the 15th, 16th time that we've seen this before. Hey, where's my theme song? There we go. Let's go, Liquidity, stand up. Sunday, Liquidity, grind. How we doing, Lions?
Latuche, motherfucker, the math is the math.
Altcoin, weekend, nerd out. Kate says that juice position is juicing, bro. Well, it's not juicing until we realize some profits, and God knows that I have a real big problem doing that. Hey, motherfuckers be talking about why are you looking at DOT? Why are you looking at DOT for 6 months? Am I right, chat? DOT is dead, bro. Why are you looking at DOT? You're fucking stupid, bruh. Why DOT? Why? You're obsessed with DOT, bro. Am I the only one that's not surprised? I feel like I'm the only motherfucker juicing on this thing, but I know that's not true, because I know y'all out there juicing on this bitch too. How many of y'all were around when one of the homies, was it Coke Zero or Six Sierra? I mean, everybody is juicing on DOT, but we talked about how you got to be really careful with DOT, because the only problem that you're going to have with DOT is you're going to have big ass pullbacks. How many of y'all remember when we were talking about that? Remember how we were talking about, yo, this bitch is going to have some big ass pullbacks. So that's really the only problem that you're going to have. And here you go. So all that stuff, none of this is really that surprising. We have levels identified on DOT. So DOT, like we said a couple weeks ago, it's one of those things where we're already in it and it's just set it and forget it. And best case scenario, I don't have to look at this bitch ever, because I don't get stopped out on the 4.6, 4.7, 4.8, 4.9, and $5 entries. But yeah, this is, I think when we were talking with Six Sierra, we were talking about 20% pullbacks. So, would you add? No, I'm already big time on DOT. I'm maxed out on MEXC, Blowfin, KCEX, and I have like 450,000 DOT just on Kraken. I'm in big on Kraken already. The problem that I'm starting to have is I need to start chilling out on some of these positions, because I literally run out of margin, because I'm going in like 200,000 per altcoin, and it's like 10 altcoins. But yeah, no, I mean, unless it goes back down to sub 6, then I'm not going to get stopped out, and I wouldn't add on DOT. Yeah, but mainly because I don't really have any more money to allocate towards DOT. I need to save money for all the other altcoins that I'm going to try to juice up on. But yeah, so no surprises here. And then, so there's a couple, you guys remember when we were talking about like DOT and how Atom, they all kind of look really similar? You guys remember this? Dot and Adam. Well, I think it was Tia. So yeah, Tia went already. Fuck! Fuck! Yo, one more time, cabron. But that's not too bad. You know, tiny fill. Tiny fill. I thought we were going to go to the 7A6. But remember this? Remember that Tia? Remember when we did Tia? So Dot had the same sort of structure. It popped. Adam, similar structure. Right? It popped. Tia was the one. We got tiny. And then I'm tiny filled, so it's like let this bitch run. All right. I didn't even TP there because it's so tiny. But so this one worked. Yes. What do you guys think about that? Tiny. Ahim, I didn't get a chance to do spot on this, and I barely got a small leverage position on this. Yeah, but it's all good. You guys starting to see, though, there's millions of fucking opportunities. It's a fucking gold rush that's gonna start. You know, and the earlier that we're prepared and the earlier that we get in, the better it is, and our lives become a lot easier. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm going to put Tia down here just because it already broke out of the descending resistance line and it popped. Would have been nice if we got to have a bullish retest. I was ready for it. It just happened a little bit too quick, you know. Adam, it took its time, right? Dot, it actually came back. So I was thinking, okay, come back, you little bit. No mames. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, which brings us to my first sort of thangity thang. What do we do with this? Tia was a single 30-minute tap and go. I know, bro. I know, yeah. So what do you want to do with this? We take this or not, Coble? Because it's one of those things, brother, where it's a lot better to miss out on the trade than to get in a little bit like too early or too late and then get fucked up and then be like, oh my God, I should have just waited for the level that I should have gotten in at. You know? So there's a couple of things that, like today, I think what would be better is not really like, I mean, we'll do more TA, I think, but trying to understand the difference between Adam and Dot and why they did a bullish retest versus something like Tia that did not come back and give us an opportunity. And then you can compare and contrast that with how you would want to execute, you know, upcoming tokens and coins that have the same structure and breakout that we're looking for. Right? So the question would be, do we know if AR is going to do a TIA or is it going to give us an opportunity to come back and get in at a bullish retest, right? So that's, I think, something that we'll talk about a little bit later. We can kind of go through each of these. Yeah, this did not give us a pullback. We wanted to get in from there. No pullback. This already went. I'm going to delete some of these long ideas because they just popped already. All right, so VeChain will have to, you know, take another look. This one is gone because it already went. Adam, it literally went to our target, and it never came back. So that is already done. This one is done. Tia is also done, so I'm going to go ahead and remove that. Doge, we didn't have an entry. Jasmine, we didn't do. Ape, I think we also might already be too late. It's already making a higher high, so that fib is done, and then the retracement back to here is done. It looks like it's already on its way to our target of 1.750. So this, I think I'm going to remove, and we can always redo it. AVAX, same thing. We wanted it to pull back. It went to our target already, the value area high. A lot of it just went to the range value area high, right? So missed an opportunity to get in from down here. I'm going to delete this one. Whiff is kind of interesting. I'm still in my short. I haven't gotten stopped out yet. I think the fact that VWAP is still down here is a chance for us. And so this, I think, is still valid. I'm going to keep that there. CRV, yeah, we missed this one. And not only that, but it cleaned the swing fail target, which was crazy. Yes, definitely would really like to be in this fucking trade. Hey, I got you. Anybody in this? Oh, fuck, it actually did an SFP, boy. I'm telling you, it's a fucking gold rush, y'all. You got it? You're in that juicer? Oh, fuck you. Oh, I'm about to start charging for these bitches, man. Oh, I'm jealous as a motherfucker, and this fucker may not give me anything better than here now, y'all. Fuck. Oh! Oh, shit. Yeah, this is gonna be a juicer. Well done, well done. I'll probably chase this bitch, and you know me, like, if you know what you're doing, it's not that hard. You feel me? Does that make sense? Like, I'm not gonna put money into something that is like a shitcoin on the Solana chain. Like, when I'm talking about retail money flowing in, how many of y'all were here for the first episode of Altcoin Nerd Out? When we looked at FedNet liquidity. I'm starting with a higher time frame idea of FedNet liquidity, of extra liquidity sloshing around in the game and eventually getting into the hands of retail and, you know, extra money thang going in to do the shwiggity schwang. Makes sense, right? So I'm thinking about the pathway of that liquidity, the easiest pathway. So if the altcoin isn't on Coinbase, or more importantly for me on Robinhood, it's not even worth it for me because there's just too much extra path of resistance for liquidity from dumb retail to flow in. But this is quantifiable data. Go look at the altcoins that were present on Robinhood and Coinbase versus the ones that weren't. They outperform by like a factor of 10. And it's just common sense, right? Like, most dumb retail isn't going to want to sign up for a VPN, let alone how to set one up and then go to like Bybit or, you know, use a, exchange. They just want to download Robinhood. You know, they just want to get the Coinbase app. So that concept is the flow or the barrier of entry for that liquidity. That's all it is. And so you want to start like conceptually breaking down and prioritizing, okay, these are the coins that I want to take a look at. These are the coins that maybe I don't want to allocate so much of. But a lot of this isn't really like crazy, extraordinary analysis. I think it's just common sense and being prepared and taking a look at what happened in the past, you know? So if it's not on Coinbase or Robinhood, I probably won't even waste money on it because I just don't think that it's got a chance to do its thing. All right, we got 10 minutes on the hourly. Let me just see, because this might actually be a live fill, ladies and gentlemen. We anticipated, right? How many of y'all were here for the TA on this? So you guys understand what the risk reward situation is right now. The problem with the long on the swing fail pattern is that your VWAP is still lower, and VWAP is king when it comes to altcoins. And so that's the only thing that's kind of fucking with you. You also understanding that may have a chance to get into a long a little bit later. It's not going to pop until all the retail longers are stopped out. Okay, so I have already missed it, like full transparency and honesty. I'm not in this. I should have been, but it's going to be a little bit of a risky scenario because I'm going to have to try to chase it and take a little bit of a higher risk profile than taking the swing fail pattern. So yeah, let's see if we can, I'm gonna assume right off the bat, since the VWAP is already above the 0.5, that the 0.5 or the 382 is probably where I have to take it. No blind limits yet. We'll see the reaction. This might actually end up being a live fill on Popcat, so we'll just kind of watch this together. This is exactly how I would do it if I missed something, or you know, I wanted to chase it or I got stopped out. So it would be the same exact concept here. We got VWAP, we got fibs. You know what we could even do is we could take a session fixed range and see what kind of lows and highs we're working with. So we're gonna go with this candle all the way to the break of the loss. So this, what the fuck did I just do? I don't know what I clicked on. All right, and then I'm also gonna get it from the break to now. Okay, so it's forming value above value area high. So you would start to think, because if I was already in a long from the SFP, I would be like, got joy. And I would be like, yo, stay the fuck above value area high. Let's get back into the next value. Obviously, the point of control and the value area low lines up at this SFP and the weekly level again. So small chance that we might be able to do some 1.3540, like front run the 7.5, clean those lows, bing, maybe even 886, but that would be my invalidation. Okay, this is one of those things though where you're above value area high, coming back into range would neutralize all the bullish momentum you had. Your VWAP is above the 0.5, so basically losing point of control and VWAP is technically bearish. So if you don't spend, you know, maybe less than an hour, you spend if you spend 3 30-minute candle closes below the weekly level, the long is done. All right, so you would want like a swing fail of those lows, hold that low, and hopefully it works out, and you cannot spend time below. This is one of those where you should have already been in the long and you get stopped out in tiny profit instead of trying to get in and then getting stopped out for a loss. That's why the preparation is so important, but that's okay. But yeah, I will probably end up trying to take this just depending on what the reaction is at VWAP or 0.5. It might just come down real quick, test that 0.5 and VWAP, and then go right back out of value area high, which would what you would want if you were a bull already. Bugatti! Hitting your Fibonacci 75786 with the higher high being the invalidation for the short, that is the short you want to take. Look at where your TPO point of control is now. When your volume or time is spread out like a B, that's not the short. This isn't the short you want to take. That's the one that would have the most amount of confluence for you, cream. Okay, so you already had technically, I mean, this isn't the cleanest, but you already had. I also don't know if you remember when I said this, but this is, do you know what this was? This had the chance to be a hidden bull div. This is the first one that broke. Okay, so your CVD bull div broke. You have a Fibonacci retracement and the TPO point of control. That's the difference between something like this and this is a little bit more even. You see, if you had something like this and your TPO point of control was right here, then I would say yes, short it. But you don't have enough confluence for that. The confluence for that is your whole thangity thang from the top of the weekend or Friday. And there you go. And so you have confluence here, you have volume there, you have TPO there, and you have fib there. Okay, the problem with that short is that all of these are starting to look really good to clean. Okay, so in essence, your risk trying to short this is kind of high. The only thing that you have confluence for going for you, it's the previous point of control and what was the previous support zone. So you could still try to do it, but there's a difference between trying to short this golden pocket, trying to short the 7.5 and the 8.86, and trying to short something like this when it would have been a lot easier for you to take on. All right, but there's no right or wrong way, just high risk and low risk. And I don't know like what your plan is for the rest of Sunday. And then the easiest would be to just wait for the RTH. So I think for you, if you're already, you should have already been in. So it's really about, you want the levels to line up, brother. Okay. So if you're not in this short, and if you were in this short, you might have even gotten stopped out here. But there's really no right or wrong. Like, look at the fib retracement on this. So pixel perfect 886, and it basically was a 7.5 retrace to stop out all the shorts. So you may have been able to execute this properly, and just based off of what you were doing, it was the weekend stop loss and profit, you would have gotten stopped out and you missed out on the juice. And that's okay too. If you go back and take a look, you rarely miss the substance of the move during the weekend. So even if you were able to get this, and even if you were able to survive this, your short ass still might have to survive this, dude. So there's really, I wouldn't like rush into this. Oh my God, I fucking missed it over the weekend. You're getting got more often than you're actually missing out on the juice cream. All right. Because to be honest with you, Cream, these two motherfuckers that shorted, they're going to get stopped out in profit, and or they're closing a good chunk of their short, and they're juicing. And you're scrambling on some smaller time frame. Should I short this? I mean, it might work. It might do this. Don't be mad at me. Kim, but you told me not to, you fucker. It's really just about risk reward, my guy. But do you at least understand that all you have is fibs here? You had TPO point of control and basically the guidance of the structure change. It was your first structure change, and the hidden CVD bull div ended up not playing out, right? How many of y'all were like, yo, this might be easy long? How many people thought, yo, this might be easy long? We got another hidden RSI bull div, blah, 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 right? Right, Destax? Yeah, I don't blame you. But it broke, right? So you got to be thinking, uh-oh, hot dog. It might be making a lower high now. It just technically broke a lower low. And the hidden bull div didn't work. And how many of y'all were here when we talked about on Friday? Some of y'all want to short, but you want to make sure that the hidden bull div stops working. So if you really, really wanted to short, my guy, you kind of had that setup all waiting for you right there. Most people that took that short and survived not getting stopped out are shaving and realizing and celebrating for the opening of RTH and ETH. That would have been the right way to go about it. You asking me if you should short this golden pocket kind of feels a little bit, for lack of a better word, trappy. So I want you to keep your head on a swivel if you do decide to take that, okay? And understand your risk profile is a little bit fucked right now. You Gucci, Cream? That's all it is. And if you do end up taking it, I'm going to root for you, okay? We can argue on if it's going to work or not. At least your stop loss is a higher high, am I right? So you know exactly how much money you're willing to lose. But in terms of it being higher risk than any other short attempt that you could have taken, that's not really debatable. Okay, it's a lot higher than any other short attempt that you could have had this weekend, because your stop loss invalidation is way better. Your stop loss invalidation on anything here is here. Okay, so that looks a lot worse than this guy trying to short stop loss here, or this guy trying to short stop loss here, with all the other confluences that we talked about lining up. Whereas here, you don't have any of that. You don't have a CVD bull div that got lost. You don't have the first structural change with a lower low. Make sense? How about predicting bigger movements like breakdown to 85? I don't really do the predicting the bigger movement stuff. I just take it with, I take the edge that's in front of me, and then if I don't get stopped out and I get the bigger move without predicting, then awesome. Yeah, but when to quick cash out on small movement? It's hard to say. You got to be able to look at the data. So for example, if you were in a short, okay, and you had a level identified as your first area of interest, and right then and there you see a dumbass bottom shorting 20 million, that might be data to say, oh fuck, I got to shave a little bit. If you go down to a level of interest and it's making a hidden CVD or an RSI bull div, that might be your opportunity to say, oh fuck, I might need to shave it a little bit. So you can't anticipate, you can't predict that somebody is going to fuck your shit up. All right. So you're going to have to read the data and then assess your risk management. All right. What is the weekend impact on that? Usually what I say is you can throw all that TA shit out the window, because whatever was working during the week, it's not going to work. And hence the example of the bull div, a hidden bull div not playing out. But jokes aside, our usual thing about the weekend is throw all that TA shit out the window, because it's low volume. So if it's going to pump, it's a lot easier to squeeze, or it's, if it's going to dump, it's a lot easier to stop people out, because all you need to do is like knock over that little domino piece, and then it's going to come start falling in. That's why, because, CME, all the institutional money kind of helping direct and manage the flow isn't there to do it. So trading over the weekend is a little bit just inherently riskier because it's low volume, and low volume means that things that you rely on, you can't rely on. All right. Alex says, oh, fuck, PopCat. What? You surprised that it's bouncing off the point of control? It's mathing. Why? Or you trying to get down, you wanted to get down there so you get filled. It is what it is, big boy. We should have taken, if you missed the SFP, you missed it, man. And then if, for God knows why, it comes back and actually gets you in, you have to be really aggressive and take it. Hey, longers, I'm rooting for you. Shorters, I'm rooting for you. Bulls, bears, we're all lions. Let's get it. The juice is the juice. Hey, Sato, tell them what happens if they don't use stop loss.
他最西班牙人。